Hi all, welcome to Game Week 23. We have 50 squads in all, obviously not 50 proper squads now because Cap 260 is hampered with Ortuno out due to the weather in Spain. Missed it a bit late and also didn't really have many other options. I was kind of a bit low on options, kind of why Ortuno ended up here. But it is what it is. I love how it started me the wrong way. But basically Bertrou, Vertu, Magneti, Hanin, Kadri. Kadri's I think like 60-40 or 46, whatever it is. There's different reports. Bertou's an interesting one because fans of Montpellier want Bertou starting. They're sick of Leconte and they'd just get rid of him, put Bertou in and go from there. But we'll wait and see. I've seen contrasting reports of like 90-10 in favour of Leconte. The highest I've actually seen in favour of Bertou is actually 55-60%, so we will wait and see. But West Europe is the most exciting one of the lot at the moment out of the common squads. Chevalier, Santos, Alfonso Davis, Rafinha and Alex Moreno really changed this team up for Best of Europe, going in with 4 foreign players across 3 leagues, Ligue 1, Bundesliga and La Liga. It's all favourable games, so it should help my case. Leon and Leo's an interesting one, but if Chevalier keeps a clean sheet, real chance for 100 points. Santos, the way he's playing, could easily get 100. Same for up. You could literally have 400 points on these 4, and Moreno, as long as he's playing, keeps a clean sheet, 50-60 points. You could need enough 500 points if luck's on your side, but I highly doubt it. In and over 4, I'll be happy. It's the way I look at it. Team 2 for Cap 260 has a chance to score well, depending on how Nardi does. Now, as you can see, we have no Jose Sa anymore. What we've done is, as a temporary solution, is we're just going to have basically Begovic, McCarthy and Carson. We tried to get Fabianski, Travers in as short-term options, but people were wanting a bit more than hope for Fabianski, and same for Travers. So what I've decided is let this game week play out and review it come like after the game week of who is like, and even then I'll review it over the weekend. I'll just monitor prices, see who's worth getting in as potential new Premier League starting keepers, because with the funds brought in from bringing in like the sales of Bursic and Jose Sa and Rowe, we'll have a look and take it from there. I've not took Palace. Well done, Grim. So Betis boys are hampered right away. Great. Same for Unai Lopez. So Vallecano, obviously they're out the equation. Totally forgot about that. Even then, it's not the biggest disaster because Amal would have really been the only person. Like, it's what I should have kept an eye on, but when you try to remember with work and stuff, yeah. So La Liga's kind of decimated across the board. You never know. The 4 might keep a clean sheet and go mad on numbers. You never know. So yeah, La Liga's kind of hit across the board. Hey ho, take it on the chin and move from there. Still got only 4 Bundesliga. Pushing slowly toward a 5th maybe, depending how Moritz and Labrovic do. But both goalies are still expected to start for now. I just have to have a think on who we were to bring in, if anything, but we'll stick with him for now. Bertrou for the 3 standard champion in season squads, then try to rely heavy on Serie A, Premier League that aren't playing, and Bundesliga who aren't playing, just to fill in the gaps, so they're sorted. Then brought in more Atalanta players, brought Jamitsi and Zappa Costa in, so slowly starting to maybe refine the gallery a little bit with getting actual teams rather than just relying on individuals from within certain teams. Obviously, it's got to the 3 now, and it's starting to show that it's paying off a little bit. As I said, we'll hopefully get more promotions in, get these teams up from 5 up to 4, and then 3, and so forth. Chevalier, Santos, Ricolos, Lewandowski, and Djibril Cissé. It went Leva instead of Rafinha, but tried to mix it up just to not overly rely on the same. Still feel Chevalier and Santos both strong enough. With Challenger, Van Osch, Busk remain the keepers. Vergever, Venta, Behunik, Clement, Fornus, Leonard, Sima and Hansen, Robinet, Romatro, De Silva and Silpas. Romatro and Achilles rares for Arcasay that season. We actually got them both relatively cheap, just over £1 for the two. I'm trying to get Dario van der Buge for that year, but the person that's got them wanting like £3, and the actual cheapest is like £1. And I'm literally like, I will give you £1, you will pay £1. I'm paying £1, you'll take it, but we'll wait and see how that goes. In season stuff, kind of near the same scores that we've been generally running. Colert's more into a starter now. Bokniewicz we brought in as well on the cheap. I've not started Artur because he wasn't very good the other night, so I was like, I'm not really confident in him scoring well. But we will wait and see. Being bold, captaining McMath, but Clement, Sviatchenko, Van Lebeherga and Lauritsen all in there. Kleinies, Lindhorst, Vergever, Jimero getting his first game for me, and Didion as well. But like St Jago, we brought in classic. I've tried to be smart with it, so like try and bring some of these players that are consistent for me as like in season that have been in so far this season. I thought might as well try and get classic ones as well if help fill in gaps. Be interesting to see how Gorkez, Dabast, Israel, Ricky Pugh and Matt Stelge do. Tried to go with what I thought was 3 strong sporting options. I feel this is like a given to score well. Mid-wise I thought, nah, I'm not confident in much else, but I thought Dabast and Israel seemed like solid shouts. No Langrak or Polido for this game week. Polido was like a recent another knock in this, which is what it is, but see how Constable and Serras will do over the weekend, because that is going to dictate quite a lot in this bracket, and also a Vispa as well, because hopefully we can get back up the divisions. I love how it's called Jesus Danny. I've still not sorted them, but basically if this can get you Div 3 back to Div 3 and into Div 2, we'd be quite happy. But like just getting steady flow boxes, get steady flow essence, that's what we're after. But generally quite solid enough looking squads. Okuno's playing well again, so should slot it nicely. Inakagi's the one I'm kind of regretting. I bought like a few Inakagi's not that long ago, and like it's £2 now or something. And when I bought them for a few folk, it was like 40p. I was like, and this was when he was in form. I'm like, people are willing to pay like 5 times the price now with very few games to go. It's like, yeah, Graham missed the trick. And what's funny is with all the high promotion players that we brought in last week, it's funny how quite a few are out because of the weather in Spain. It's just like, you see it's up. Let's fill in gaps that we're going to have shortly due to like J1 and go from there, and it's just the way the dice falls. Nagaishi, we've been bold to stick with captain. 4 clean sheets in a row. Can he get 5? That would be very impressive. Vonderson, Batarina, Leonardo and Otero. Definitely been bold with that kind of 5. So it has serious potential. Under 23s, it's Hedreru Keeley. I feel this is the kind of ideal game from him. We do something. Shinton, Ndai, Richinel and Dianello for this. Like Keeley's got to start to become good this season, and I feel this is like an ideal game to show it. Bullad's just been another addition brought in with market credits. Basically cost me next to nothing, like 40p or something, 30-40p after credits, and putting some good numbers, and I feel this is an ideal game for him. Shinton Zabarnia is risky against Man City. Richnell and Dion Belgio. Belgio's just literally a cheat code now. He's like 60 plus points a game now. It's just what you want, and that's why we've captained him. Raki, another player who's in massive form at the moment and helping nicely. Let's see, 2 Shintons. It feels weird having 2 limited classic ones in an in-season, but we've tweaked out the team a little bit, the gallery a little bit goalie wise, but gave ourselves a bit of depth for under 23, and also in terms of like the contender, because we will be losing like the J1 players soon enough, like Langerak for example, but Keeley, Erthausen, Hansen and Muller. Probably been bold captaining Hansen, but it was a difficult one, and I thought might as well captain an attacker than anything. And then in-season Cleonese, Santos, Chevalier, Rico Lewis and Lamine Yamal. Like, this feels like a cheat code 5 near enough if all 5 perform. Like, Andre's playing well, Chevalier's playing well, Rico's playing well, Yamal's playing well, and Dino's putting in steady numbers as well. But all in all, we're getting there, folks, slowly but surely. To review also the last game week, we got 1 box. Only ended up with like 7 squads. Ran Atalanta stack there, best of Europe. Maybe wasn't the best strategy, but yeah, we just didn't really have many players actually playing, and I just didn't stress sitting down, putting teams together in the circumstances. Because I think it was just it was just a few Serie A players. I think in the end, if I built an actual champion team, I didn't have much. But it is what it is, and time kind of beat me as well. I'm going to spend the weekend building the midweek and next week as well, and in that way they're sorted, and I can just plan out ahead what gaps are needed. But let's see, the big thing as well that we're going to address is over the next week is gallery refinement. We're going to sit down, look over all our limiteds and all our rares, see what we aim to keep and offload, because obviously some cards are getting a bit bloated now in the gallery. But I'm going to update the spreadsheet that I have with everything and see, right, like, what do we have, what do we not have, what can stay, what can go. Essence wise, we're at 106 and 19 respectively. We just aim to keep going. I don't plan to craft. The aim is still thinking tier 1 for that. Like, for me personally, I know some people would be like, oh, it'd be quicker just putting for tier 3 now, but you're more likely to get a tier 2 or a tier 3 and a Dargo in the 50-50 curb. Knowing that I could get something as good as like say a Retigui, or like Donnarumma, to say potentially for a star, going from as high as Yamal down to like say like David Selke's really a star player. That's quite strange, so I have to keep that in mind. So it's not given on getting something 100% half decent, so we will be wary. I've got a rivals thing to sort out over the weekend. I've been sent a file to sort out with that. Hopefully get up into Div 1 at last. Last week we don't talk about. This week we've started mixed. We basically went hard on games. Tuesday became a disaster. Wednesday we salvaged it a bit for rep, but just the SD just not as well as we would have liked. But the aim is get the squad guys into Div 1 at last. Not Div 1, sorry, Div 2, and we will go from there, because we're good enough and we have faith in ourselves to make it happen. But yeah, plenty to delve into, and as I've said as well in feedback before, just to put the cards that you craft don't show there for limited and rare, and hopefully over the weekend we get the edits done to like the UI stuff, because there's been like notification problems when you're trying to find out when offers come in, counters, etc. You're having to constantly refresh and all that kind of stuff, but we get there, folks. But see how we go from there. So have a good one, folks. Take it easy all. Let me know how your game week is looking for this weekend. Have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.